Welcome back. And right now we're going to talk about workbooks. I would really encourage you to have 1 or 2 workbooks for this course and for any new projects. And the reason that I think that it's important to have a workbook is a place to collate all of your thinking, note-taking, research, brainstorming. It's a really great place for linking up different ideas and making sure you're keeping everything together and not losing things along the way. So I personally usually have 2 books that I carry around with me, and I'll explain why. I think that automatic writing has been really helpful in my practice, and that came about through quite a few years ago. A book was quite popular called The Artist Way by Julia Cameron, and there were 2 main takeaways that a lot of people really enjoyed from that book, and one was automatic writing and the other was taking yourself on artist dates. So automatic writing is when you just get everything down. For me, my process is normally I get through the stuff that's on the surface, so emotions, to-do lists, all the things that are kind of the top of my mind that circulate around. And then once they're down, I feel like I can drop deeper into whatever it is that is taking my attention, and that's normally my art practice. So I normally always end up getting back to thinking and generating ideas or working out a new strategy or a plan, or just kind of dropping more deeply into whatever it is I'm working on. So I recommend it. And the reason I put that in one workbook is because there's a lot of extra fluff. And then if I do come out with some good ideas, I'll then transfer those into a project-based workbook. So like something like this, that's a bit more, just a bit smaller, or, like a 1B5 exercise book or something for automatic writing. And then I'll usually have a bigger book that I will title as my next project, or it's quite dedicated. So I try not to do any of my automatic writing in this bigger book, because then it leaves me able to kind of flip backwards and forwards and just have the important stuff in there. So that's my process. And I encourage you for this project to treat your workbook as an art school student would. So any pictures, any influential quotes or artists that you find interesting, great to put them all in there, and then you can analyze what it is about that idea or image or technique that you find interesting, because then you can kind of potentially pull those strands together. I often also find that I'll have an idea about something and then forget about it, and move on. And then going back to your workbook is quite good to go sometimes back to the earlier pages, and you might find something that is actually really interesting that you've kind of forgotten about. I find that writing, putting pen to paper, engages a different part of my brain. Other people find that they engage that part of their brain typing as well. Sometimes I'll type things, especially if I'm away from my workbook. I recommend for everyone to have some kind of filing system that they can keep everything together. And so you can keep your notes or PDFs or whatever research you're doing, as well as your thoughts and reflections and just everything in one place that's easy to access. So I use a program for that, and it's a paid program that I started using when I was writing my thesis. I think there will be free alternatives, but the one that I use is called Scrivener. It's really great because it's easy to organize, and you can have multiple documents all together, and I can potentially show it to some of you if you're interested. I would be interested to know what other people use, how they file all of their documents so that they're together and so they don't lose things. Scrivener, it was created for novelists, but so you can have chapters, but then you can also import PDFs and images and all sorts of things. So in the future, or in the community page, we can share resources on what people use and how they organize all of their things, because it's the worst when you lose something or you need to refer to something, and it's a lot of work to find it. So I recommend these 2 things, a workbook and a data consolidation program.